Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
I am WandaVision.
Oh my god. How do you handbrake in the first 5 seconds of it?
Mate, it's an art. You need actually a degree in handbraking. Here we go.
Declan.
Yeah, this podcast doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
On
But
what
I'm
frequency?
Declan anyway.
On what frequency?
On what frequency?
Does it work on a tube TV?
Oh my god.
Cathode ray
Yeah,
tube.
cathode ray tube.
Oh my god.
Remember that from the old school days?
CRT.
Well,
CRT.
Still the truest blacks that you can get on a
Like,
screen. in a
Lucas,
CRT.
Lucas thought it was a radio. I go, nah, mate, that's a TV.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
never seen.
God.
He's never
Yeah,
seen
never
one.
seen
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's a TV.
Oh my god. This week we're doing WandaVision episode 4. Just a little bit of pre-warning. We spoil the plot and the character development and all those type of things in the film. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch the spoil-free review first, which should be up right now. Or don't listen. That's really the other option, isn't it?
What you should say is stop right now, go watch it, and then come back and listen to it. Don't tell them just not to listen.
I'm not very good at this. We know this. Fuck.
Stop what you're doing, go watch it, and then come back and listen. Take the day off work if you have to cram it all in.
There you go. Why don't you do this part? take the day off work.
Just take
to
the day off
cram
and
it all
listen.
in.
And share
And then
it.
before
share
you
it.
before you listen
Have
to this
a-
episode,
have a
listen
day.
to the other 3 first.
Take a day for yourself.
Yeah.
Take a day. Be unproductive, but productive at the same time. All right.
Your unproductivity, is that a word? Unproductive?
Unproductive.
Your lack of productivity.
Your
I think
lack
would be
of productivity
That'd be the correct
is
probably
our,
say,
is our gain for productivity.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Thank you.
That's fucked up, eh? Declan, I'll go with you first.
All right.
Thoughts on episode 4?
Yeah, this was felt like we were more back in the MCU, didn't it? Really,
Yeah.
Straight from the get go. Really, it's cool. It was really. I wasn't expecting them to throw this many characters from the wider MCU universe in. Like Darcy is back.
Yeah.
From the first 2 Thor movies, which is nice to see her again.
She's great.
And then the cop from Ant-Man, I can't remember his name, the character, but that was the cop from Ant-Man. That
Yeah.
was in it.
The FBI guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
FBI guy. That was it was just nice to see
Was
those
it
2 back.
oh shit. No, I don't even have the name here. But yeah, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
It was just cool to see bit players like that. If you know, this is what Marvel does. If you've been keeping up, they reward you in ways like that, and get some answers.
Yep.
Yeah, it was nice to get
a few
little
answers.
bit.
Yeah, so sort of like what we were predicting along the way is coming to fruition. It's nice to.
Yeah.
I remember, and they're not just like going to give us a new sitcom every week.
Yeah.
Seems also, and Geraldine is the daughter of
Yeah.
Captain Marvel's
Yeah,
friend.
so
Yeah, that was cool.
So that rumor was correct. Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Which is
hunch.
like, I've actually got a rumor / semi leak that I know about. I don't know if you want me to put it forward on this podcast
Put
today
it
or
in,
not.
Put it in maybe in the facts or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
So we have like a little bit of like.
Because Wikipedia actually confirmed it for me.
Oh, okay. So it is confirmed.
A casting that is very,
Oh.
very interesting.
Right.
Oh, really?
I'll bring it up later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
All right. I have another thing to put out there as well because we got a comment on one of our videos
Nice.
Ooh.
for WandaVision.
Yeah.
And they have a theory. One of the fans have a theory. So I'm going to read that out later.
Cool.
Sweet.
So I think that'll be something. But I'll put it in the facts when you do that as well.
Cool.
Because I thought it was a really cool, different little theory.
Yeah.
Dan.
This felt like a catch-up show, bringing us up to date what's happening.
It did.
In the back
There's
end.
no doubt about that. Felt filler.
We needed it though.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
now know it's 5 years after the click.
How cool was the
blip.
The
blip,
the
blip.
coming back to life.
Yeah.
That was
so cool.
How long have we wanted to see that? And it was
Yeah.
like real on the ground. It was really cool.
And
You want you to do this?
now,
hand.
now we know where the money's going.
Yeah,
I told
we're
ya.
starting to see things. Yeah.
And there's little cool things like, how she flew the drone into Wanda's world and became old and everything just connected really
all
perfect. Yeah,
interconnected.
it was perfect. Even when the beehive guy went through and
turned into
a skipping rope.
Yeah.
The bat, and I said, fuck,
Yeah.
I had that skipping rope when I was a kid. It's gone way back.
God.
He constantly just tries to make us feel bad for how old he is.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I put it.
Conversation.
But that's why I give it to him when he does it.
That doesn't make conversation. It just makes us awkwardly go, "Oh, don't do that. What are you doing?" Don't say
When I was a kid years ago, I'll go, "Yeah, you fucking old man," because just so you can you understand what it. I just like to. If you're gonna put the nail there, I'm gonna hammer it in the coffin.
Just call me a nail bed. But yeah, you know what though?
What?
I wasn't frustrated. Because remember I said last episode, I thought, fuck, I hope they're not going to keep teasing and teasing. And this one here, they just, the fourth episode, which is nearly halfway through, I think there's 9 episodes, is it?
I think there's 8.
Well, 8? So it is halfway
nine.
through?
9 episodes.
Yeah.
The last 2 we're going to do together.
Okay.
So we're going to be skipping the 8 week because I'll be away and then doing 8 and 9 together. And that'll be a nice big chunky episode.
And yeah, I think this is it's a good direction going forward. It's not like a typical JJ.
No.
Just feed him little bits.
No.
And that's what I was going to get frustrated with. And yeah, it's good. Can't complain. And from the last episode, was the last episode? No, when I watched this movie, I had a dream.
You had a dream?
Yeah. That we were doing this podcast. This is going off topic.
Yeah, it's all right. It seems still a part of it. So,
but I think that I saw like a run time for episodes. I think 7, 8, 9, and they were like nearly an hour each. I don't know if that's going to come true. I thought I must mention it.
Is this just a dream?
It was in a dream, man. It was hectic.
Yeah, right.
So the dream was that the runtime was going to be longer.
Yeah, longer for the last few months.
Have they put the run times up yet?
Check on IMDb.
Not that I know of.
I haven't checked.
No.
Interesting. Well, there we go. Premonition
We
from
do
Daniel.
have,
Possible
though-
premonition.
We do have those photos for each of the next few episodes.
They're not giving away much, those photos.
But no, they're not giving away pretty much anything.
Yeah. And it was a heaps weird dream, man. It was like we'll hear podcast, recording, and that. It's like, oh shit.
But I'll say this: they're definitely going to go all the way to the 2000s.
Yeah.
With the
2020.
Well,
the
I
sitcoms.
watched a trailer for the next. They put a trailer out after the
It's the
latest revelations.
Yeah.
Because now that we've seen some, I think they've we'll give them another trailer now that they know more what's happening with the show. And it's had a clip of Wanda doing a talk to the camera, like in the modern sitcoms, like The Office and Parks and Rec and stuff like
really?
that.
That's
I think
pretty
they're going
cool.
to do
Yeah,
that with it,
yeah.
which is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they changed that up in that way.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be doing things like that.
Well, we're really going through and watching the evolution of the sitcom, aren't we?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But
And it's super interesting now.
Yeah.
But you know what I find weird though? Why is Wanda progressing? That's what I don't understand. Like,
There
why
might
is
be
she
something
making?
to that.
We
Yeah.
will get in. I think we will get into that after Reece. What we'll do is once again we'll let Reece
right,
say
right.
his
Yeah,
part.
that's right. I always forget.
Yeah, I really liked the episode. I liked it. Yeah, moving on. No,
Who's Reece?
no. I really enjoyed it, and I think that exactly what Dan said. It did feel like a filler episode, but I said the same thing because I watch each of these with my girlfriend, and next week she's going to give us a 1-minute review of her own.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's going to add it. We're going to add that in, and I'll listen
Is she
to
recording to it?
Yeah,
Right.
How
Yeah.
you gonna do
So
that?
she's just going to do it on her iPhone.
Oh, but how you
then-
gonna record it from here?
No, she's going to do it on her iPhone, and I'm going to play it here,
Ah, right, gotcha.
and then
cool.
you're going to put it.
This guy fucking ordered me around. That's all right.
But yeah, she was even like, I said,
It's the exchange across the table.
I know.
He looks at me.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Confirmation. It's like
Was that a good
Bloody
joke?
got him.
But yeah, she was. I said the same thing. I said this felt like a filler episode, and she goes, "But it was needed.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same thing." And
I think she's speaking on behalf of everyone because I think from recent reviews, this has started to tank.
it started to go down only
70%
because
or
people, most people that don't follow it in like the way that maybe we do, are probably like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
When's something going to happen?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
And-
but I think that's it's almost. I don't know if it's a societal problem or, but I think attention spans are too low now. Like,
Of course, we got TikTok.
or-
Attention spans are
also
super low.
Or it could
Yeah.
be fatigue from those other shows where they just keep dragging on and then I want to finish watching
I get
'cause
it,
they know what's
yeah.
going
I was
on.
watching because I was watching like this is going to seem like it's off topic, but I've got a point that I'm making. I'll come full circle. But I was watching someone reviewing Hitman 3, that new game.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like a methodical, like, you've got to really pay attention and work your way through and figure things out. It's like a puzzle.
Girlfriend review.
Yes, exactly who I was watching.
What was it?
But then she was like,
Girlfriend
but my boyfriend really likes games that just give you instant gratification.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I'm the opposite to that. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you
that's
like
why
the patience
I
of-
really appreciate a show like this. That's like slow and drawing itself out. And I don't really like things being thrown in my face constantly all the time. I like to be able to sit and think about things. And
Well, that's the thing with this show so far. But this is where, like, if you follow it at the extent we do, you get the gratification anyway.
Yeah.
Because every episode you're searching.
Yeah.
You're doing your own little, it's all your own little, like, detective story.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, like, I wouldn't have minded I wouldn't have cared if this wasn't shown until episode 6.
No, but I do think
It's good for the audience.
I think now
Yeah.
you're saying that I don't so much think this show's tanking. I just think that as viewers have gone down from the first episode. But I do believe that they will come back up again because as soon as before I'd watched the episode,
When something big happens.
I was just seeing articles being like, clickbaity, where it's like, oh my god, those revelations in episode 4 kind of thing, where it's like that's the sort of buzz that you need in a streaming show that will make people watch, want to watch it now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
I super enjoyed it.
Yeah,
And
every
I think
episode's been great.
the connection between everything is really tight. And I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen, especially with things like the very end shots where she turns and sees Vision as like a corpse.
how creepy was that part?
That was super fucking scary. And my girlfriend does not do well with stuff like that.
He looked at me and goes, it's
It's all right,
Yeah,
buddy.
mate.
Yeah. But yeah, she does not do well with stuff like that. And even she was like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
She was like, I just don't like it. So, but I really enjoyed the episode. But let's get into the actual meat of the whole thing. Just a light acknowledgement again that fucking opening is ridiculously good. I'm just
so
going to say
cool.
it, man,
It's
every single
awesome.
fucking time.
Yeah.
It's going to be every episode I'm going to be saying that the Marvel Cinematic opening gets me going.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
topple that, like, you put the cherry on top for this where you show all of the blip stuff happening.
Did you notice the dialogue that was happening while she was bleeping back? It was from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Well,
Yeah.
It was the
Talking
last
to her.
word that Carol Danvers had said to her, something like that, when she fully formed.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was
it
like
says-
it was like her consciousness was forming back as well at the same time. It was really cool.
Because guess who's starting to do the same thing as your girlfriend does? Like, she puts the subtitles on.
Yeah.
Wow.
She watches it with the subtitles, and I'm like, okay.
See, I just ignore the
And it says
subtitles.
Captain
though.
Marvel.
Yeah.
I said, "Do you see this Captain Marvel?" She goes, "What?" Reverse back. Yeah.
So it says Captain
It says
Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah,
Right,
with
okay.
the subtitle.
Yeah.
So that was like super cool. All of the everybody coming together, them running into each other. It's like as people are like forming in the middle of the.
Yeah.
I was like, for a moment, I was like, is there going to be a fly moment here?
Yeah.
Where someone's going to put their hand through someone is just going to
Oh, yeah.
form over the top of it.
It was cool to see this version of it too, whether it's in like Spider-Man Far From Home, it was played for laughs when everyone blipped back into existence.
Yeah.
It was just really
It's just-
brushed over. Like,
Yeah, it was like, everyone came back and it's 5 years later.
and I was like, are they just actually going to brush over this whole event? Like everyone blipping back is just going to be not really talked about? Because in Spider-Man Far From Home, they're like, we're moving on to a new phase, like really winking at, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is hectic if they're not going to ever use this because it's such a good story point.
Yeah.
But
Well,
obviously they are,
I like how they used this similarly to how they used the Avengers, when the aliens came in the first Avengers films and all the ships were left.
Yeah.
They use it in the same type of way where like
Yeah.
they've come back and gone, hey, this thing occurred and we haven't really gone through all the things that can occur when the blip happened.
Yeah.
And it's the idea of coming back and, someone that you knew died.
Yeah.
That's something that hadn't come into play yet.
Well, even like, and that's like just seeing it in the little microcosm of a hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people are
don't
blipping back
have the-
onto operating tables and into
Yeah.
beds. Like what's happening to
Yeah.
them now?
Yeah.
It's like, it's,
Well, and not only that, but you see all that happening, and I like it. They're like, we don't know if there's a moment I think in it. I can't remember correct me if I'm wrong, but they're like, we don't know if the building's gonna hold.
Yeah.
How many fucking people
People-
are coming
yeah,
back?
Like, can you imagine blipping back halfway through heart surgery and all your gear's not there
Yeah.
again? You just die again.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
Stuff like that would have been happening, and the idea, that was a really cool little thing to show.
You didn't think that one through, did you, Avengers? You dickheads.
Fuck me. You get paid so much money, you think of that?
All right.
That's good.
The Maria Rambeau part where she goes back to the Sword headquarters. We finally see Sword headquarters.
Yes.
And it's cool because we get Tyler Haywood, which is a new character, which feels kind of in the vein of all the bad guys.
He doesn't feel like a good guy.
No. So I don't know. I feel like there's something there that...
Something more going on with him, I feel.
with Tyler, because
he changed
come
the
in,
name of Sword as well to sentient... what was it? The weapons was changed from something else.
I didn't take in...
It was like... It was like...
Warfare?
She made a comment on it. No, he changed it from weapon to... Jeez, I can't remember. He changed, but it was from a passive term to an aggressive term.
Yeah, because then he said, "Well, you've been away a long time."
Yeah.
So, and she was like, "Oh."
So did you think he maybe went dark after
I
his
think
mum?
it's something to do with AIM,
I also think
like
that
how Hydra AIM.
Yeah.
everyone is on high alert after Thanos.
That as well. Yeah, that could maybe just.
Yeah.
Be
I think
it.
it's all going to tie. Yeah, but also like something like that happening could bring someone who wants to do the right thing to do the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like Tony Stark does that in the Avengers series, really.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
he wants
much.
to do the right thing, but it leads him to making decisions that aren't really for the greater good.
Actually, he doesn't really ever do anything much. He always fixes the problem, but he causes a lot of fucking shit.
In his because
Ultron.
That's the thing. Like in his
suits.
in his attempt to prevent war and catastrophe, he makes more wrong. I think Captain America says to him something like, every time someone tries to end a war before it starts, innocent people die.
Yeah.
And that's like where they have their conflicting philosophies. But obviously,
Shows a lot in Civil War.
Yeah.
And by Endgame, he's too scared to do anything. He doesn't want to get involved in any of it anymore. But he obviously has the change of heart and help. And that's like Tony Stark's story coming full circle, basically. Yeah.
If you think about it, he's kind of like a good version of Lex Luthor. Like he's so smart that he could bring about some form of utopia if he really tried.
Yeah.
But it's not. Is that a real good thing to do at the end of the day anyway?
Well,
he's kind of the morale.
In Civil War, for
Conversation.
all intents and purposes, he's the final villain that they
Yeah,
have to
pretty
overcome.
much.
Like he's the bad guy,
Yeah.
really.
But they killed his mum. So
I know, yeah. But that's the thing.
that's a fucking cool line.
You can 100% empathize with his position, but
100%.
he is in that situation. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, at least he didn't say Martha.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just like it. He goes, he says
Isn't that
something
the funny
like,
thing though? It's the same.
Yeah.
Like that's what everyone talks about. Batman vs Superman and Civil War have so many similar plot points, but just the Civil War is just like done better.
Way better.
Yeah.
He's better.
But just things like that. That was the best. Well, maybe top 3 moments in all of the Marvel universe, like cinematic universe.
I don't
for
care.
me.
He killed my mom.
Yeah, I don't care. He killed my mum. That's it. And I'm like, I would be the same in the same type of route.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So we see a lot of Sword headquarters, which is great, and we get this idea that obviously things have changed, but there's something about that Tyler Haywood guy because straight up he's too like loosey goosey about everything,
And he
He's
says
all
like,
"Ah,
"Oh yeah, you
guys
can't
take
fly."
me back immediately. Remember?
Yeah, and he's like, "You can't fly because your mum requests that you be grounded," which is like
it's
just
questionable
really
as well.
weird, like, yeah.
So there's something there. I don't like it. The town. I like the whole town doesn't want you to go there. So I love how they've introduced now all the information about the town.
Yeah.
Where like Westview doesn't exist. It's Eastview. And they're like, what?
But that's because they have like amnesia or something. going
Yeah,
on.
that's it. Yeah. And I like that type of thing because the little cop scene was pretty cool. And then I love how the bubble looks like a TV screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
got that
pixelated
static
TV screen.
Yeah.
TV static.
And now we get we finally understand even more about why the end credits look like that because it just comes off that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we got the helicopter moment. We got the cut
Yep.
finally. So
And the speaker.
And the speaker, yeah. What is it? Wanda, come in.
Yeah.
That moment there, fantastic. But I like how they also showed.
That was actually picked by another person as well.
Was it?
Yeah, they said it was like that FBI dude. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
cool.
How do they know that
I don't
stuff?
know,
Yeah.
eh?
pretty good.
I do like how they show what is actually happening on the TV. Because, we get a version of it when we're watching the sitcoms.
Yeah.
But when they see it, it's just like almost just like a cut.
Yeah.
For us, we get a little extra.
Yeah, because we're in Wanda's perspective in the show. Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
What did you think? I'm not a fan of those 4 goons that they brought on.
You didn't like them?
Nah,
I like Kat Dennings. I really do. I think she's great.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of her.
Nah?
No, I think it's just too over the top. Can someone get my coffee now? It's like,
I like her.
I like that.
I like it.
I think she's consistent with who she was in the Thor films. And why wouldn't she be brought in after the fact that she was front and center discovering Thor and figuring things out there, like as if you wouldn't bring her in.
Because it would have made sense astrologist
too.
Or something?
It even almost would have. I'm sure they couldn't have the budget to get her in, but it almost would have made sense for Natalie Portman to be in there. Really, but
I don't know. I just didn't. I thought it was just too much.
She's probably off doing something with Thor now.
She'd be in Australia by now, filming Thor 4.
Well, they're nearly finished. I think they finished that.
She'd be over here then. You haven't even heard anything of her being.
No, they just set up. They set up a.
They're just starting.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they were setting up at Centennial Park.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Matt Damon's over here filming as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
How's he skipped COVID quarantine?
Did he?
Yeah. Doesn't. Yeah. They must have just paid the fine and said, "Oh, too bad."
Yeah, right.
Dude, well, that's what the day, man. Like, I mean, out of all the people, I know maybe this is me. This is just my opinion. Maybe we shouldn't go into. Now it's like religion, politics, and COVID. Don't talk about it.
That's true.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. The cosmic microwave background radiation is the stuff that she finds.
Do you know? I actually have an interesting thing about that. I don't know if this is going to be in the facts later or not.
I don't think so.
No. But that CMRT is remnants of the Big Bang.
Yes.
That's what the theory is, right?
Yeah.
So, do you remember? I actually didn't think of this myself. I watched it. I can't claim it, but do you remember in Doctor Strange? Oh no, it's in Infinity War when they explain where the Infinity Stones came from.
Yeah,
and he says Big Bang happened, and the stones spread across the universe. That she gets her powers from the Mind Stone. Right.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Yeah. So it makes sense if she's creating this bubble or she's got something to do with this bubble. It makes sense that radiation would be what's being produced because she got her powers basically from something that was created from the Big Bang. Wow. Which is really
it's intricate, isn't it? Yeah. They've gone like really far. Well, a lot of her powers come off similar to the.
But wasn't she an experiment?
Yeah, but
she got her powers from the
the experiment
because they had the staff. Remember, Hydra had the staff.
Yeah.
They were born of the Mind Stone. That's why her and Vision have a connection.
Yeah, And there's also she also has though a lot of the similar powers or to that of
the Mind Stone.
No, Thor's.
The Reality Stone.
The Reality Stone. So
that's why people wonder if the Mind Stone is actually some sort of. Like the overseer of the other stones.
Yeah, well, that's the one that sits center of the glove in that front, which makes sense
for all intents and purposes. Now altering reality.
Yeah,
so
I think she has a lot of that power.
So would that be So what stones are there? There's Mind Stone,
reality. I don't know if we have to worry about it too much.
Mind,
reality, soul, time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeez. There's one more. The Tesseract. I don't know what that one was called.
That was the mind.
Soul?
No.
Is there a soul stone?
Mind, reality, soul, time, and it's like a strength one, isn't it?
Power. And the Tesseract one. Yeah, that's the 6. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what that one is.
I don't know. Is that ever referred to as a name?
No. They do all have names. They all have names.
That's the one that makes them teleport around the place, really, isn't it? Yeah. So,
Okay.
It's getting more confusing.
They're all destroyed anyway.
Are you getting up to? Oh, you got up to now. Yeah, the dead thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the Hive agent suit, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I like how everything that goes in changes to the time.
Yeah, it's sick.
So that's a nice little extra.
And that is a good little Easter egg reference to AIM.
Yeah. People. But I think that also another thing that I noticed, the Hydra stuff is getting way more interesting. Everything is connecting with that. Where things like the soap.
Yeah.
The soap must have something to do with it. Because I think that's
so bad.
Yeah.
The Hydra. I said that. Remember I said it was like hydration.
But it says takes you to your own reality.
Yeah.
I think that she's actually, my now theory is that she actually is being manipulated by Hydra in some form and way.
Yes.
I do think
Hydra-
there's something there happening.
Well, I've
with
also
Hydra.
read more about Mephisto being the ultimate.
Well,
honest
Is that the
control.
That's one of
is
the
that
ones
the
that I have on here as well.
is that the devil character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. And what's the deal with the hexagon shape?
that's the thing. That's Ames.
his thing?
That's
That's
Ames' symbol. No.
Yeah.
Can I get into more like sort of theoretical territory? Or do you want to wait?
Wait,
Can I-
wait.
Can I? Oh, I was going to say, is the so actually, I was thinking, right? Do you think that AIM put her there to maybe get that Manifesto guy, trap him or something, or what?
Mephisto.
Manifesto. Oh,
Manifesto.
That sounds like a cool name.
Probably is something that she actually has now. Manifesto.
Sounds like a Doctor Strange
That
villain.
or they want to. They're trying to find out something or bring something back.
Yes. Which is one of the theories. I think that's the same
Okay.
theory as what this guy has here.
But
we'll get into it.
I actually don't have anything in my head for that. I just started thinking along those lines. Like,
Right.
yeah.
All right. So, yeah. Well, let me finish this.
Yep.
Going through it. And then we get, finally, at the end of it, Dead Vision.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is super weird. And that's what makes me think that she's been controlled in some way, or at very least guided by something to do with Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the most simple theory is that she's had a breakdown and she's.
That as well. I mean, usually the most simple theory is the one
My
that
question
they
is
do go for.
because I talked about on the last episode how in Infinity War Shuri clearly does something more with Vision's
That's
mind
true.
mapping, and my question is Vision's consciousness still in there, and that's what she's able to bring out of him? Is she puppeteering him completely,
That
or
was my
has she
original-
brought him back and she can't stand looking at him the way that he is?
So he changes his face.
Something's going on.
That was my original theory, that
Yeah.
she has his body or something in that sense and has gone into whatever is left, that little bit that's left,
Yeah.
and is pulling it out or
'Cause I-
using it to live a life.
I actually feel like the more I think about it, the more I feel like Vision will be back more, because when you
Yeah.
watch the movies again, he gets so little to do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's such a big
he's so-
character.
and he's so
He's a
powerful.
he's-
character, yeah.
But also, I don't know if you guys want me to talk about things that other things I've seen in the trailer, which is like legitimate content that Disney have released.
let's get in.
Well, I was going to say,
Yeah.
what's his name? Maelstrom?
Mephisto.
Maelstrom Manifesto.
I mean, they're all other cool names.
I don't know about Manifesto. Maelstrom was
The
good.
Maelstrom.
So
We're watching Han Solo.
what's his power?
Mephisto.
Yeah.
Well, he's just I don't know what he's just the devil. He's in another reality. He exists on another plane of actually what I don't know if they'll tie this into it or not, but he lives in like this realm, right? It's called,
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but Nightcrawler,
Yep.
the X-Men character.
Oh, he's supposed to be. Isn't he supposed to be one of the kids?
No. But he's teleporting. What he actually does, this is super nerdy that I know this,
Ah, it's sick.
is he leaves our reality
Yeah.
and enters Mephisto's reality and then travels through that and comes back into our reality.
Ah.
That's what his teleportation actually is.
Right.
Yeah.
Here you go. A little bit of info. This is from villains.fandom.com.
Mm-hmm.
Mephisto, sometimes using the name Mephistopheles or even Satan, is a powerful demonic shape-shifting being and one of the main antagonists of Marvel Comics. He is one of the several such demons that feed off humanity's belief in the devil, so as to masquerade as Satan himself. In reality, however, Mephisto's origin seems to lie with the primordial elder gods that ruled Earth before they were banished by Adam, the god eater. The exact nature of this origin varies with the story. Blah, blah, blah. Fawns, corruption found in the elder gods. He is Ghost Rider and Silver Surfer's infamous arch enemy, while serving as an enemy to other heroes like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
which makes me think
Yeah,
that's where it's running
It's
to.
gonna go.
So-
yeah.
He served as the main antagonist of the Ghost Rider series. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that's enough to go.
Yeah, that's
off.
enough to
Yeah.
go off. Because I remember him. He was in one of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance video games that I played back in the day. I think it was the first one.
okay.
You go into his realm. It was pretty. Yes, yeah.
He now rules over his own dark dimension, commonly called Hell.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It's not. Is it spelled different though? Maybe no. It's not.
H-E-double-L. H-E double hockey sticks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what they say.
No, so that's the theory is that Dottie, the blonde queen of the town,
Is
him shapeshifted.
But
Ah.
I've also had. Well, let's get into the theory.
How
of,
they come to that assumption?
Because so here's an interesting little Easter egg. And I actually noticed this from watching it, and I confirmed it by looking up something after. You know when they're going through the townspeople and saying their real identities on the board, the FBI. Yeah.
She doesn't have
Neither
a
does
license.
neither does Aggie.
Who's Aggie?
The friend.
The friend, yeah.
And her husband's not on there either. So those two have a profile on the board with no real identity next to them. But everyone else specifically has a real identity put next to them.
Okay, so can we talk about
A
identities?
license.
Who are the identities?
They're real
the
people that
people
were
from
living
the-
in Westview.
Okay,
that
so
are
they're
now
just normal people.
Yeah,
or was
okay.
it Eastview?
Yeah,
And she's turned
either
it
or.
into Westview.
Yeah.
But
But why are those people?
because
Because they
live
would
there.
live there. And then once that formed over, like
Right.
everyone
She's
else,
to
they all
control-
turned into that.
So she controls their
Error.
consciousness or something.
But so Aggie and Dottie don't have real identities.
Yeah. They don't have those licenses put. I stopped it as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying
There's
to
nothing
Who's
there.
Aggie again? I forgot.
The friend. The
friend.
one that you
Oh,
like.
that's right,
Funny.
the crazy one. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
awesome. Man,
So everyone wondered, remember I said there's a lot of evidence to suggest she's a famous witch from the Marvel universe?
Yeah.
So do you want to do your friends theory?
Well, the viewers.
Commenter? Yeah, the viewers. So change that if you want.
Well, it was quite long, but it's also it's enough to. It's like 2 paragraphs. But this is his theory. He says, "I think Herbert is giving everyone a misdirect by not finishing what he was trying to say, which is that everyone there are witches. Not everyone there is trapped. You're right. Wanda is controlling everything inside the bubble, but this place is a witch's sanctuary that they summon her. He's a little bit.
So they summoned her too. Yeah.
There's some way to get her to manifest children of Mephisto.
That's right.
Like
that's
the
theory,
old
yeah.
classic movie Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Mephisto can take form of animals, so he has been around a couple of times in the form of a rabbit and stork to watch the progress of his agenda. Something to do with Wanda's children, because we see no other children in Westview. I might be 100% wrong. The commercial has a big Easter egg regarding Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Here we go. He must be really into the show, which is great. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series season 4, where Coulson was in the framework and told Daisy why he makes his own soap, and his exact words: "I would have figured it out a long time ago if it wasn't for mind control soap. The blue soap everyone uses. Hydra loads it up with chemicals. It seeps into our bloodstream, implants false memories into our brain. They want us to believe this is a magical place, but don't worry, I'm clear. I make my own soap now."
That's
There you
interesting.
go. That's a lot of...
Wow.
That theory
Cool
about
little
the
theory.
the babies too, I've read about, and there's a lot of, because remember for the children in the first 2
Yeah,
episodes,
for the children.
and there's no kids
Super
in Westview.
creepy.
There's no kids there.
None. Yeah.
So it
What's his name?
That's Tyrone
Tyrone.
Blackshear. So thanks
mate.
for that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
We've been schooled.
Yeah, 100%.
I
This
thought you
shows
guys
how
knew
shit
heaps.
we are.
I thought you guys knew heaps. I'm just like a dumb idiot.
So are we, I guess.
well, that goes along with what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Just a little more.
So what's the
detail.
children of Mouse? What's his name?
Mephisto. We don't even know every time.
I'm just doing it on purpose.
Sure. Well, at the moment, I don't know anything about the children of Mephisto. So
No, there is
the
a
children
famous
of
comic
M, isn't it?
storyline where he tricks Wanda into manifesting his children.
right.
Yes.
So let's say, okay, let's go ahead with what's the white lady's name? The
Aggie.
Aggie.
not Aggie, the other one, the boss.
Dottie.
So if we go with that theory, if that's Mephisto, Aggie, I feel like that when I had that first party, Aggie was trying to get her to go there to become a part
she
of
was,
it.
yeah. She says things to her too, like nothing happens like in this town without Dottie, and like Dottie's the queen.
Yeah. So what's the main plan then? AIM's got this shield around it. Maybe he's trapped him.
Is it AIM?
And,
Is it just Mephisto?
oh, sorry, AIM, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We don't
Okay.
know.
So his kids' names are Blackheart, Mephisto, and Greylight. And then he's got a distant cousin, Halfus. Former wife, which is cool, is Lilith, and that makes a lot of sense.
You'd be
We
cool to
hear
see,
Lilith
man.
in everything.
A chart on every single Marvel character,
And the interconnection?
like a family tree. How
Yeah.
sick will that be?
Surely
there's one
probably
online.
one out there.
That's got to be like a
That'd be
wall,
so
though.
good. Yeah.
Do you want my thing?
Yes, please.
My spoiler thing, or do you want?
Do it.
Yeah, let's do
We'll
it.
bring the facts right in later. It's only 2 facts anyway.
So, I want to give anyone that's listening to this that doesn't want anything that hasn't been officially released,
cut it off now.
Because this is actually a future. I'm pretty sure this is legit.
Yeah.
Because it's on on Wikipedia. It's listed under his filmography.
Right.
Okay.
So now Quicksilver's been referenced quite a bit.
Yeah.
No fucking shit.
But
please.
wait, because there's a twist to it. So we all know that Aaron Taylor Johnson played Quicksilver in the Marvel universe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The guy who played it in the X-Men movies is cast in a future episode of WandaVision.
Ah, I read that. Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And apparently, when they do the alternate universes, they're both going to be in it. Is that right? Is that what I read?
It has to
know.
be an alternate
okay.
universe.
Surely he has to be playing Quicksilver in some capacity, though,
Yeah.
right?
But it has to be an alternate. It has to be an alternate.
Or
it can't
will
be like...
will it be a mistake where it is like they now are going to do a parallel dimension thing, right?
That's what I think.
To make sense of all these other movies that have happened. But that someone brings him into this one, and that's when she starts to realize something's not right here
Maybe.
because he's the wrong one.
Yeah, maybe.
The other thing too is this is what gets me weirded out is when Geraldine was in the bubble or the hexagon. Wanda's conscience was there, like she knew that this is wrong. You shouldn't be here. So for her to say you shouldn't be here, this is my other theory. I don't know hardly anything about Marvel, right? But did they send her in there to do this? And it's all like some
I
sort
think
of
Wanda
plot.
thinks that she's the owner of the reality.
Yeah. I think it is her reality.
Yeah.
I think she's created it.
Yeah, she's
but
created-
something is maneuvering her in directions
Yeah.
or causing things to occur and pushing her in a direction. Much like it could be Mephisto, it could be.
That's the thing
It
because
could be AIM. I don't know what it is, but it seems like
the Aggie and the neighbor they were saying that Geraldine didn't belong there. So why didn't they kick it out if that's
They
Mephisto's
don't have
goons?
control over it like she does. I think.
Also, Aggie might
complicated.
have their own.
She might not be bad.
own-
She might not be evil. She might have her own agenda.
She might be one of the three witches as well.
If it
they
is Agatha,
keep saying.
she was Wanda's mentor in the comics, so she might not be a villainous role.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really there's a lot to
Yeah.
break down, and I'm super keen for the next episodes and see
Oh,
where it
Yeah,
goes.
Yeah, man.
Basically, what's happening is Marvel have the rights back to a lot of their characters they didn't have the rights to when they first brought Wanda in, and now they're realizing they have to find ways to tie this all back in together.
Yeah.
Have the ability to as well.
Did Feige produce that Spider-Man cartoon, the last one? It's called
Spider-Man
Into the
cartoon.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be
Spider-Verse.
surprised if he did, but I don't think he did. It seemed like that was like almost an experiment.
Oh, it's like a tester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it's going to get weird and wacky.
Oh yeah. In the second one, it's
great.
for sure.
Especially with the casting of the Quicksilver guy.
Yeah. No. It's gonna go to places where it's gonna get. We already thought it was geeky, but now it's gonna get super geeky. It's gonna go to a weird thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mephisto becomes like a big part of it because that just brings us straight into Doctor Strange
Yep.
as like Mephisto being a major part of that.
I mean, and they also have so much capacity to. It would be smart to use a villain like Mephisto now, right, and bring in someone like as not a villain just yet, but as some sort of like big figure in the Marvel universe of Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And see him
I'd
become
love to see
become
Doom
who
in
he
this.
becomes because he's such a good villain.
He's such a
This
cool
is
villain.
what I'm thinking. They need a villain that's like Thanos, like a freaking power beast.
There's heaps
animal.
of them.
But see, the funny
Thanos,
thing,
the funny thing is, in the comics, Thanos is actually a weak villain.
Yeah.
Really, is he?
Yeah,
I thought
not
it's one that's one
power
of the
wise.
most
He's powerful, but he's weak in terms of like he's just there.
Yeah.
They made him more interesting in the movies. He's just like just an all powerful dude that can't be beaten. Whereas Marvel actually has access to like
So
Doctor
many
Doom. Doctor
interesting-
Doom
he's one of
he's
the
a
most
human, but
powerful.
he becomes like
He's-
he's a boss. Like
he's way more interesting.
yeah, he's
even
super
than even
interesting.
Thanos.
There's Kang the Conqueror, who they think will become. That's who they think. That show Lovecraft Country, the guy who played Atticus in that show.
Okay.
Heavily rumored he's been cast as Kang the Conqueror.
What's that guy do?
He travels between time and realities.
Yeah, so this is all tying
got
into the Doctor
Mephisto.
Strange world, isn't it? Yeah.
More than
Doctor
all
Strange
the
will-
magic is coming in.
That's why Doctor
Strong.
Strange is the overseer of the Marvel universe. He's the one that's on to all the big
I love
threats. all
Doctor
the time.
Strange. He's
He's
so
really
good.
cool. That's why they brought him in because they're like, this gives us so much room to. But if I really think Doctor Doom would be he'd be the one that you'd want
So
to build
that
towards.
so then that means
Yeah, shit,
Fantastic
I'd-
Four. Then we'll have to.
Yeah.
be part of
Well,
it.
they've announced the Fantastic Four
Yeah.
Oh,
movie.
they? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But see, I would honestly, even if Doctor Doom was our big baddie, that would be cool.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah. He's a great villain. And the further you go along with that character, the way that, because he starts simple. Like he all the time,
he's
he
a
starts
scientist,
off so
and
simple.
he gets electrocuted or something.
But he has the same type of feeling to me as
he
Red
gets-
Skull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where like Red Skull,
yeah.
like, you know, starts so simple. Like he's this Nazi scientist. And then he gets into things like he's floating on a fucking mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like...
But like I've said about Doctor Doom before, though, Doctor Doom is basically like souped up Iron Man plus Doctor Strange magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him in the cartoons when I was younger.
He's unstoppable.
always in it.
He's unstoppable. Like but his ego gets the better of him. That's the classic.
Can the
villain.
Hulk beat him?
I honestly think it's like he can take the Hulk on.
yeah.
I think he can take him on. His
the
armor is
magic
like
thing as
impenetrable,
well.
and his magic, like, because he's basically the genius of Tony Stark, but like calm. So he makes armor that's like crazy, and he has magic on his side too. He's insane.
See, one thing I read about Hulk when I was younger, it's going off topic, but
That's on topic.
the Hulk gets angry. He's supposed to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
In some versions, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not all the time, though. That's an interpretation of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That'd be cool if they did that because he can't die.
He'd just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, just freaking power. It'd be like
Well,
Galactus.
I don't think they're going to do that only because of...
Make it too
You
easy.
see things like also the Thanos moment where he would have gotten way bigger if there was version Thanos
they've
already.
been very careful in the movies about their power scaling. Like when Thor in Infinity War,
Unlike DC.
yeah. But in Infinity War, Thor was unstoppable. Like he was able to kill Thanos, and that's why they did Fat Thor, because they were like, we need to bring him back a bit because he's too high powered by the time Infinity War comes around. And that's ultimately, I think, why Iron Man was the one that they killed, because his armor made him a god. That nano armor, he could do anything. He could basically make anything. He was like Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So they were like, it was smart the way they do it, because they brought him at his most powerful, and when they did that, they were like, his story has reached its peak, and it's over now, and it's time to take him out of this
It
universe.
really was, and it was so good.
Yeah.
The journey that they went on with Stark just made so much sense.
And same as Cap picking up the hammer. That's
Yeah.
really like how much further can you push that character now? Like he was like a god. He
Yeah,
was
pretty
1v1ing
much.
Thanos better than anyone did in all those movies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Fuck, that was a good scene.
and
Yeah.
like Thanos,
Cool,
like
was it?
Thanos was like a better fighter in Endgame because he was younger Thanos with his armor on, and Cap was like toe to toe, nearly got the better of him.
Yeah.
Same with Wanda, nearly got the better of him too. So
Yeah.
like they're bringing her down now again because they're pretty smart with their power scaling.
Yeah, well, and now
It's
they...
like the grounding it a bit.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that they're going to bring the characters that were more in the background to the foreground, which is good because, like, I mean, we've gone on a journey with one set of characters. Now we can go on the journey with the others, and we are invested already in it.
Yeah, that's why, like I said before in the first episode, I wasn't that invested into Wanda. I didn't like it before, but now we've got a bit more backstory and you learn more about her.
Yeah.
Can we just
Tastes
say
better.
too, it's just how sad and tragic it is that Black Panther was taken before he
Oh, yeah, for
really got
sure.
to shine
Yeah.
in the way
Yeah.
that he could
So
have.
what's happening with those? I heard he's not getting recast.
They want to just explore the world of Wakanda more.
So
That's
who's Black Panther then?
I don't think there will be a Black Panther.
Right. So
I think
Maybe not
maybe
for a few
Shuri,
years,
maybe
yeah.
Shuri will just be more like the scientist that they go to.
okay.
She'll play more of a part.
She might take a role at some point in
She
time.
might play some
but
sort of
I
role.
I
wonder
think
yeah.
they're going to give it a couple years
Yeah.
just
So-
to let it, you know.
Well, I wonder
Settle.
if they're gonna, because Coogler's doing the next one, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to think. Will they call it Black Panther?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know.
gonna be tough.
But
But
Kevin
as a-
Feige seems like he respects the legacy of
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman enough to
Yeah.
do something that pays tribute without redoing what he did.
Yeah. Well, we got to remember as well, the Black Panther character is almost like a phantom.
It is. It's a mantle that is
yeah, a
handed
mantle
down.
that is handed down. So
Yeah, that's true. Well,
so
yeah,
it
is. Yeah.
it is something where it's not
But
going to
also
pay.
the flower got all burnt. He had the last flower that gives the
That's
powers.
true.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think that it doesn't matter with
That's
Shuri.
just-
I know, I'm
she's
just
so,
saying though, like-
so
She's so
smart.
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can pull an Iron Man.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, just-
Well, she was smarter than Iron Man and Hulk. 'Cause
Yeah,
in
that's true. She's way smarter.
In
Yeah.
Infinity War, when they're like, "Oh, because this is the way that we had to do it," and she's like, "Why didn't you just do it like this?"
yeah.
And Banner's like, "Because we didn't think of that."
That,
Well, I wonder, well, I wonder if they give it to Bucky.
No, I think he's got his
yeah.
own thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the Falcon will get...
So he's another character. It's like you want to see more of it.
You do want to see more of him.
'cause
He's going to
he's
get it now.
yeah, Falcon and
It's so
Winter
cool
Soldier.
that they really figured out like those two had good chemistry together on screen.
Yeah.
So they know they're getting their own show together.
Oh, speaking of Anthony Mackie,
Yeah.
that movie Outside the Wire. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, no.
Yeah, I watched it.
Not good. Well, okay. We don't need to say
There's some
anything
cool
else.
scenes in it. That's sort of John Wick-esque.
John Whisk.
Yeah.
John Whisk. He's just there.
John Wick-esque. John Wick-esque. How hard is that to say? Wick-esque.
John Wick.
Wick-esque.
Baba Yaga.
Wick-esque. But yeah, it's just fucking bloated.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So yeah, anyway, but he's in that role, he was just given nothing.
Yeah.
But he had screen presence, so I was keen to see that dude, Anthony Mackie, and what's Bucky's name
Oh,
in real life. But
I'd
yeah,
have
it'd be
to
cool
get
to
the
see them two
names up.
together. That'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to...
Yeah.
The only thing that is a bit confusing with Falcon and Winter Soldier is Cap handed down his shield to Falcon.
Yeah, so he becomes
the end.
Captain America, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's the
bit.
question.
No, but I think the idea is you're going to watch. He's
Take his mantle.
from the trailer.
without-
It seems that Falcon is struggling with the idea of living up to the expectation of being Captain
Yeah.
America. So the show will be about him
As Falcon.
learning to become the leader of
Avengers.
he's always been there for Cap, and now it's time for him to be the guy that other people look up to.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Because I found
It's
it
just-
hard because he's such a side character.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're going to do that. It's
It'd
gonna
be nice to
I
have
think it'll
him...
work. I think he's good. I think
Yeah,
Anthony
yeah, he's
Mackie's
great.
charismatic enough to
He's heaps
run
good
it.
for
For sure. But it'd be nice to have him, I don't know, in some way get some form of power. Because it just seems like I'm sure, like, you
He's
know...
just a normal citizen.
Yeah, yeah. And Captain America, you know, had that power.
Yeah.
So you could see him on a battlefield doing stuff. And
I feel that he won't. But I mean, I think it'd be more akin to like what Tony Stark was. Like Falcon, where he's not going to lose his wings.
no.
So he's like
He's
Captain
going to be
America
a mix.
slash.
He's going to be a mix
Yeah.
of this guy that flies around with this high tech gear but has the shield as well. I think it'll be an interesting.
He's going to be the Iron Patriot.
You don't want to see. I particularly myself wouldn't really like it to be like if they're like, oh, now you Cap, let's give you some super soldier serum and make you into like what he was.
I don't know, but I
wanna
don't
see him
think
become
he
his
should do
own.
that.
Yeah.
But I do think that maybe something can occur. They can, you know, they're so fucking good at being creative.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm
Something
saying,
can
but-
occur where they give him something a little more.
I think he'll be more of a techie Cap, if that makes sense.
Maybe. I mean, he just
If you
doesn't
want,
seem
if they wanted, if they wanted to go the route of just making another one, I mean, bloody Winter Soldier has a super soldier serum as well. You can just give him
yeah, I
the shield.
guess he can just,
Yeah.
They can work as a
that.
team.
He's just
So,
as good
yeah,
of a fighter
you're
as
right.
Cap. They were
Yeah.
like, if anything, that movie Winter Soldier proves they're just foils of one another.
Yeah.
And they were so equal. Like so,
God,
yeah.
there's some good shots in that movie.
Well, in
There's
all
that
of these
sick part.
movies, I
There's
think.
the sick part
the
where
apartment and all
I think
that,
it's
that's
Black
funny.
Widow or someone shooting the gun at him, and he's just holding his hand up, blocking the bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right. Well, can I get the facts? There's only two of them. Who wants to do the facts for this? Declan, you do the facts.
it's
I'll put you on the
terrible.
spot for it. I like your eyes.
Something's not right here. Give us the facts.
Wow, was that a sound effect?
It's a cut.
You did the sound. That's Dan's job to do the sound effects, man. He usually does the sound effects with the factoids, right?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. All right.
He just goes like,
Right.
he just
Yeah, but you go,
give us the facts.
Why do I do that?
I don't know. Because you can't think of anything else. I can't think of anything else on the spot. Put yours on the spot all the time. Okay, so there's only two here. This one's more just like a fun one. The house that Dottie lives in is the Murtaugh house from Lethal Weapon franchise.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Wanda's house is the same house that was used in National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Well, there you go.
So just little tidbits. And the final fact, just the two for this week. This is one that I thought may be going a bit too far. But Westview is a compound word in which each of the individual words start with the same letters as the title of the show.
Yeah.
WandaVision, Westview. WandaVision is also displayed in the title as a compound word, but also Wanda's vision. Wanda's vision.
Got it. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's going too far, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
it is ironic, and that was it.
Yeah.
There's nothing new yet.
No.
Usually each week so far, there's been little tidbits,
They're
but
trying to hide some stuff.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Doing their
Nonetheless,
best.
that is all of it.
Did you want me to say the other thing that's been the
Yeah.
official trailer before we got on to our
Oh
final
yeah,
thoughts as
go
well?
for it.
I don't know if you guys have watched. You guys haven't watched that trailer.
I saw the new trailer. It's only super short. They're like
it's 1
quick
minute
cuts.
So I said the thing. It shows like this, but also there's a shot where Vision tries to break out of the bubble. He goes right up to the edge of it and like pushes his hand against it, and then it cuts.
So he must have some sort of consciousness.
And there's
that's
also
what I think,
also a shot where he flies up above the town to look at everything that's happening.
Wow.
So he's onto it.
Yeah, something's going on.
Very interesting. See?
Free
What the
Jeff.
fuck are we doing?
Free Jeff Gold. I just did a free Jeff Goldblum laugh from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Daddy Goldblum.
It's the weirdest. That is such. It's. I once again just fall back on. I don't understand how that laugh came to be. Like it's so bizarre. How did Spielberg see that and go,
Mate,
do that again, Jeff?
He's the best. That guy's a legend.
It takes you out of the movie. That laugh. I can't.
I don't even care, man. It's Jeff Goldblum. I'll watch him do whatever. And he takes you out of the movie constantly in Thor.
In Thor, yeah.
But it's on. But it's
so
like
good.
it's played for purpose in Thor though. Like it's meant to do that.
It's supposed to be a joke. Yeah.
It's like the one zany thing that he does. It's like,
I like the Rock character. Hey, mate. Yeah, mate. That's
Taika. Korg.
Yeah,
I'll say it as well. Like, I know, unpopular opinion here, but I actually do like Lost World.
I don't hate it.
I liked all the Jurassic Parks except
All of
Number
except for
3.
3. Yeah. 3 wasn't great.
And Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
they're all right. Wow. Yeah, it's still fun. There's some awesome shots.
It's a good horror movie, actually.
Have you watched
I'd
the
say.
short? Did you watch the
ending.
short for the new one?
Yeah.
The short
Yeah,
film?
I did.
Yeah.
I actually quite like that short. I thought it was
Intense,
really
eh?
cool.
That's
yeah.
what they
It
got
felt like
attacked
classic
in that
Jurassic
film.
Park to me, so I'm hoping
Yeah.
that we go in that direction.
So do I.
Yeah.
All right, that was weird.
No, it wasn't.
No, was it? With the yeah, you say. Final thoughts on the episode, and I also because we're about halfway through now, the series so far. Just the final thoughts. I go Dan first.
Yeah. Episode was good. It like I said before, it's I didn't want to be fed piece by piece. I wanted a bit more context to the whole situation. And again, it's opened up more questions and theories, and I think we're sort of falling into the Marvel's plan.
Yeah.
Of just give them a little bit more so they want more.
It's weird. This is like a God moment. You know, where like God has a plan. That concept. It's like Marvel.
Wanda has
Are
a plan.
you God? Like,
I just hope they don't fuck it up.
yeah, don't fuck it up. I think it's going to be really hard for them to fuck it up because whatever if they fuck it up, they can always do something else to unfuck it.
But really, realistically now, how can you fuck up something where the world is going like, I'm pretty sure the devil is manipulating things behind the scene. Like we're saying that's going to happen and we're loving it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's
Imagine
weird.
back in the first phase of this when we were just, remember I said we were just like, how are they going to bring Thor in? Like, that's not going to work. Now we're like, the devil's
thing, right?
controlling us.
I don't think they have stuffed up anything in the whole from day one.
I think they've had missteps.
But but not like DC.
Dark World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like DC.
No.
No.
So at
Oh
least
my
they're
God.
consistent and it's sort of forming a part of a grand story.
Because the problem is with DC versus what Marvel are doing is that Marvel took their time and played it really, really fucking safe at the start. Like when you watch those first phase movies, like Captain America: The First Avenger is the safest movie ever made in history because it doesn't do anything reckless. It just introduces a character, doesn't try to
It's
like
pretty simple.
reinvent the wheel or anything like that. And then when they combine them together and invent the first Avengers movie, that's a real fucking simple movie too.
Yeah.
And that was the smartest thing you could have done. Whereas DC gave you this like we didn't want to see what they were throwing at us really because it was like, this is a Batman that's hardened by, years of fighting crime. And it's like, I don't really want to see that. I want to see a Batman that is like,
I want to see Batman kick ass the way he did in the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see him shoot people.
no, and it's also
explode
like
people,
but
like
it's also
blow
like
people up and shit.
But they're
I don't
showing
want
us
that.
they're showing us that without having earned us like witnessing it. Like,
Example.
yeah, you haven't seen his story
This
yet.
is where something like it's unfortunate we didn't get the Dark Knight Returns. Because
But you love that comic though. You're
No,
very-
but I really do think that if they had stuck with the Dark Knight Returns and what?
It's not keep going.
What?
No, it's like we
Tell
talk
me.
about Batman because it's like you love it.
Well, no, well,
I brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you love it too.
But I do love it. I love Batman.
Before I forget, just don't talk about Batman. there's rumors that Nolan's coming back. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, there's rumors. See, that's where
But he's exited Warner Brothers now. So what's going on there?
Probably not.
I don't think he'd come back. I think he's too expensive now.
Probably, yeah. If it would be cool to see another Nolan Batman in like another 10 years, because that's when I would be happy to see another one. But they would have to do something like that.
I think he's had his time with it. And
yeah, I think so. But if he was to, it would be like in a while.
he clearly was over it by the time he did Dark Knight Rises because he
for
just
sure.
skipped years and years to get to the end of his story.
Just
No,
like,
seriously though, like
10 years later.
but that is like that's surely that's fatigue. Like he's like, I need to put this in a point where I can't keep telling the story.
Continue doing it. Yeah.
Even though I liked it by 0.5 more.
Yeah. But
and
yeah,
because Batman got his ass kicked. So
yeah.
good.
But I do think, coming back to what they've done with DCEU, I do think that if they had just done single films instead of make a universe.
Yeah, they rushed it.
Yeah, rushed it. Single films and gone, hey, look, you know what? You want to tell a story? Tell a story that is... Tell Batman's story when he's 50, 60.
Yeah.
Do it. Just go and do it.
They'll just play
But you
catch
got to
up.
have Superman be 50, 60 as well. Like, you know, like you can't have him be like the same age. Can't have him just be there. And also, don't put Gotham and Metropolis across the lake. Don't do that.
Yeah, it was a weird
That
choice.
was dumb.
It was a weird choice. It was
Other
it
than
was very bizarre.
Also, they're
Yeah.
very, very iffy on what their abilities are.
So
Yeah.
my whole thing is I think Zach had a vision and there was no one else.
There's no one else there to, and not only that, he's not a comic book guy in the sense of this type of comic book. He is a one-off comic book guy. He does things like 300 and Watchmen.
Yeah, they were good, man.
They're one-offs. You know what I mean?
He wanted to make a Dark Knight Returns movie. That's what he wanted to do,
But he
couldn't
didn't.
He couldn't get away with it unless he had the Batman vs Superman moniker on top of it. That's
You
what
gotta
happened.
think, how fucking cool would it have been to have seen the crazy shit from Dark Knight
Yeah.
Returns, like the like you know the weird guys with the spikes hanging out of them, and the glasses.
yeah.
They could have done the exact same look of Batman and everything, and put those characters in. Imagine that dark look and the glowing glasses and shit.
What's
That'd be
coming
cool.
out? What's on their slate?
They have a lot coming out.
Other than
now.
the March release.
They
of-
got
keep
Flash.
pushing back Flashpoint. They keep
Yeah.
pushing it back.
But they're
that's
doing
been in works since 2015.
They're doing it, and you know who's coming back for it now? We found out
Keaton. Yeah, I know
and
that.
Affleck
Yeah.
are coming in.
I know that. Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they even put Matt Reeves
Pattinson
one.
Batman looks good. That looks cool. The new
Patterson looks
one.
great.
That looks good.
That looks like good fun.
Looks
like
I'm
a
not
Frank
going to lie.
Miller,
I'm
year one.
enjoying the one-off movies better. Even though there's
Yeah.
only one so far.
And I think they started relatively strong with Man of Steel. I didn't mind Man of Steel, but I would have loved just
I like-
give
yeah,
me
I like Man of-
fucking Man of Steel too.
Man of Steel, I like that.
Why did I need
Cavill
to get...
deserves better than the way they've
he's a
treated him.
fucking-
Yeah,
good actor,
he's
man.
and he's great in it.
I know he's a great actor. I just think he was good in that, and I think he deserves better because he's like committed to it.
And they gave him trash in Justice
from,
League.
Is it Man from Uncle? Yeah, he was so good in
I
that.
watched that.
Mission Impossible.
Mission
We talked about
Impossible,
it
he's
before.
great.
Good in The
But
Witcher.
look, it's Man of Steel's good. I enjoyed Joker, and
Yeah.
if this Batman movie is going to go in that same sort of direction, I'm going to like that too.
Yeah, and
See,
it's just a shame.
But see, I actually, as much as I have criticized Joker in the past and stuff like that, I would actually find it super interesting if, in reality, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker does end up appearing alongside Robert Pattinson at some point.
But that seems more in line with that
Does
look.
seem more in line.
Yeah.
But isn't that really like ultimately we want to see Joker being the foil to Batman?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool
Yeah, true.
to see those two?
Yeah,
But I'd be happy to have a Joker that is influenced by what Joaquin's Joker has done.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that as well because it looks like he was the start of a revolution.
I did.
In that
So
Yeah.
to me,
story.
still, there's, and I'm trying to say this without sounding like I'm taking like shots at Joaquin because I think Joaquin's amazing. But to me, just in terms of that role of the Joker, there's still so much similarity with Heath Ledger's Joker to me. Like, there's still points where it's like, it's still a crossover of the character.
I don't know. I still think it's
It's not like
it's
they're
very
completely
early.
different people to me.
I still think it's early where
There really is
Heath's
only
Joker's
so many
way
ways that you
more
can play it.
advanced. He's just way more chaotic.
But I can see that's where Joaquin Phoenix's character could end up. Like,
Yeah,
ultimately,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying though. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
To
with
me,
you.
personally.
Yeah, no, I think what we saw in the Joker movie is just the birth of the Joker, which is what it was.
Well, there is that moment, I guess, in the first film like in Dark Knight, where he's like, and I thought my jokes were bad.
Yeah.
And you could look at his jokes in
Yeah,
Joker and be like, fuck, they were really
Like,
bad.
at the end of the part you didn't like where it's like he was having if you don't know if it's a dream or not, where he's at the nurse thing and he runs down the hallway and then he runs across. You can see Heath Ledger doing that. Exactly the same.
But also Heath Ledger's Joker seems a lot more of a genius than like him does.
Yeah.
a lot more of
But again, we
even
don't know how
financial
far
genius.
advanced. Yeah.
Businessman.
He's a business.
Yeah.
I was watching rewatching the American Office, and there's that episode, Halloween episode, where they all come dressed up as the Joker. It made me laugh. It really dated when that season came out.
I'm up to
08 for sure.
Series, I've been watching it again. I'm up to series 9.
Yeah.
Like towards the end.
I feel like after about season 5, it starts to drop
Once
off.
what's his name leaves,
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I'm not really interested anymore.
Yeah. But I wanted to finish it off there.
Yeah. My turn to say.
Yeah. Please do.
No, I think this is. I'm someone that likes table setting episodes in TV shows. A lot of people you go, a review will be like, it's a table setting episode, and it's like a negative connotation to it. But I think they're good because you need them. Like I said before, I never had a problem with the Game of Thrones episodes that were putting the pieces in place ever, because I was always like, it's because this is what's going to happen.
What about the last season?
It has one table setting episode, and it was the best episode of the season.
Yeah.
When they all come back together at Winterfell, and they're all the characters are reuniting that had journeys across the thing that hadn't seen each other.
Yeah.
That was an amazing episode, and it should have ended there.
Good episode. I said
It's true.
I did a little bit of a handbrake. I did a shoot on the weekend, and I asked the couple. I said, have you guys seen Game of Thrones? There was a relevant thing when I brought it up there, right? And they said, yeah, but we haven't seen the last season. And I said,
Don't.
don't watch it because you'll drop your score on it. Like if you're gonna rate it. That's my best.
I think you have to watch the end.
You kind of do. It's unfortunate, but
Yeah, he just said,
it's
tell me
not
what
as
happened.
bad as what we all make it out to be, but it's not good.
No, it was
That kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
They did kind of ruin it.
yeah.
Come on.
And so I like table setting episodes, and I think something that I actually didn't talk about on this episode that's really interesting is we obviously get taken outside of the bubble for the first time, and I think the future episodes, they're not just going to be pure sitcom. We're going to be jumping in and out of the bubble, and I think we've been presented with our second main protagonist in the show, which is Geraldine. I think it's going to be like a parallel story from here on in.
Yeah,
It's going to be like that. What's that game you're playing?
Medium.
It's going to be like not the same person.
But because I was reading about it, she actually becomes a superhero in the comics as well. So maybe she gets powers from this somehow. I don't know.
From that ejection.
Maybe because there was all like red energy that was going on around her. Yeah.
What's her mum's powers?
She didn't have any.
No, she was a
She was a
fighter pilot
Oh, okay.
from Captain Marvel. You can't.
I remember that,
it.
but I wonder if because I swear I read somewhere that she ended up getting powers.
No, the
Maybe
daughter
it's
does.
skill. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Cool.
Yeah, well, I was going to say you say like it's a table setting episode, but if you to watch these last 4 episodes as one long movie, which I would love to make an edit of just all these coming one after another, it'd be a great movie one.
It would,
part 1 movie.
Yeah.
And an end, to a part 1 movie. And then really, if you think about it, it's no more table setting than we've just gotten Act 1.
Yeah.
Now we're into Act 2. And that's great.
Yeah, it's not too dissimilar to like the way that Infinity Wars it ends, or Deathly Hallows Part 1.
And really, if you look at the amount of time those episodes go for, I mean, actually, Infinity War's longer, a longer story already than what we've got.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what these last episodes bring us to an hour 40, an hour 50 worth of actual watching. It's crazy.
Yeah.
At the end of it, we're only going to get a 5 to 5.5 hour type of little movie.
Yeah.
Maybe. They're 20 minutes each.
Can we also talk about as well how much creepier that scene in the first episode or the second episode with the choking and the wife going, stop it is, now that you know she's being controlled.
Yeah.
And it's like her real self is trying to break out, being like, stop it. It's crazy, hey?
Yeah.
And corpse vision just walking around. Can the town people just see corpse vision?
Is that what they're seeing? And that's Wanda's not seeing anything else.
Yeah.
Well, don't like it.
That's very interesting. I wish I could just bloody go there now and watch all of them in one hit.
I know but this is like the Netflix problem.
Yeah.
Where like we're so used to getting a drop of a season, Stranger Things style.
Yeah.
That we're just like just eat it all up in one go.
And that's why is it smarter what Disney Plus are doing? And
I actually think it is because it gives time to talk about it at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't know because I think Netflix just drops it because they got so much content.
But that's the thing. I think Disney, this gives them the ability to make things at a slower pace, but also make quality.
They still make them at the same time, the same pacing.
it still would be the same production
Yeah,
time.
But there's so much of them.
No,
there's so many.
They're trying to keep you in there because they haven't got much new content. It's just all older stuff.
Yeah.
But every
why they're
time
doing
they drop something, it's like, for example, did you see the run of what's going to be happening
Yeah,
for this?
Tom, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but they're doing it to time that where
Yeah.
Netflix, they'll just go bang because they've already got another one made.
I would bet that once we hit June, July, where we're going to finish up Loki at that point in time, we're going to straight up get 2 to 3 different seasons of Star Wars.
They need what needs to happen with and then I don't know about that nearly there, but what needs to happen to really get people to subscribe, if that's the end game, right? Not pun not intended.
God damn it.
They need it to be must watch. These things.
Yeah.
Like something needs to happen in WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki.
Yeah.
That is must watch for Marvel.
Yeah,
fans.
well that's
right
their
now,
plan, has to be.
Right now it's great and I'm enjoying the hell out of it, but nothing's happened yet that is like
Yeah,
This is
you have to
important.
watch this to watch
it's
the next.
not a
yeah.
like major event where you're like you have to see this. And same with Mandalorian, fantastic. The Luke Skywalker reveal at the end is awesome for any Star Wars fans, but it's still not.
No.
You have to see this. I can't believe that I just watched this.
Yeah, it's just
They
a
need-
standalone thing.
Yeah, they need that to happen.
Well, you think Marvel, everything they do is connected, so there's something coming. Has
Yeah.
to be.
I know that's what I'm saying.
assuming, yeah.
I believe they're building
And
to it.
$250 million.
They need that,
keep
but
saying
they need that moment, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if whatever happens. Like I think that I definitely feel like now more than ever they're following the House of M storyline.
I'm going to YouTube House of M story. I want to see what comes up.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I think that this version where in the comics she eradicates mutants, I actually think there's 2 theories I have for like what's going to happen but I think that maybe she's going to have some sort of snap that creates a cosmic event across the universe or the world
Creates them.
that either creates mutants or causes something like
Ripples.
for the Fantastic Four in space, and it creates them to have their powers, and it's something. There's going to be some sort of big event that happens from it.
When did?
Something similar to like when
But
Avengers
I also
occurred.
questioned when I rewatched Infinity War recently when Rocket says Thanos used the stones on Earth, and there was a cosmic event across the universe that we've never seen before that rippled across it. I was like, maybe they could just if I would
Work off that.
I would just work off that.
That
Yeah.
is so
Even that.
sick.
Yeah.
If that had caused mutations in people, and we're only
When
going to
did
start
X-Men
seeing
first
it.
start? That was in the 50s.
It was one of the first comics.
No, but like what time frame?
Would have been 50s, 60s. Fantastic Four was their first
What about even using
family, they're often referred to as.
What
yeah.
about even using the radiation? What is the radiation called? The cosmic microwave background radiation.
I've got
Yeah.
it.
I've
got it.
as something that creates characters.
Well, because the
as well.
Fantastic Four were created by cosmic rays in the universe. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Were the Fantastic Four in space when Thanos did the snap, and
and
that's
then
caused something?
that's
You know,
done
yeah.
something as
Or
well.
I've got an idea because the show started in the 50s. This sitcom.
Yeah,
When we get to the end, it'll show how she created this thing, and that's the cosmic.
could be,
Yeah,
could be.
and then you'll see X-Men right at the end. Boom.
Maybe
Because
as
you
well.
do
How good is that idea?
get the feeling that they're building to some
Has to be bigger.
Yeah.
event.
Because we need straight away we need to know why is she in there and how she got there.
I mean, even just the fact it's a bubble, the bubble's got to burst, right? Something.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
something.
like,
They have
Yeah.
to break it at some
Yeah.
point, and
Yeah.
that's got to be a big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to play off that one.
Paul
Yeah.
Bettany also said in an interview, and then he quickly
Yeah.
glossed over it. I don't know if we've already seen them or not, but he said there's a Marvel character that's been cast that he can't believe hasn't gotten out yet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I can't imagine it's Darcy.
No.
It could be like so.
No.
So I don't know.
Could be Quicksilver. Could be the alternate Quicksilver. I don't know. But yeah.
We didn't see
Intriguing.
the kids much in this episode too.
We didn't see anything of it.
Well, did
It-
you
it
notice?
just ended the
yeah,
same
Did
as
you
the
notice?
last
Same time,
Did
yeah.
you notice? But when she was talking to Geraldine, there was no kid noises in the background. Then when she
Yeah.
evicted her out of the place and brought everything back, the kids started crying again.
Yeah.
And she paid attention to them. So there's
Yeah.
something going on there. Yeah.
It's good.
But yeah, Reece, your thoughts?
Again.
I didn't give my thoughts.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, that was like half an hour ago.
Wow. Yeah, I liked it. No, I think it's great, and as I was saying that it's a buffer episode, and I think it's important, and I do think it's nice. It could nicely have its own, like, this is part 1 and then part 2 and part 3.
Yeah.
And I'm just super keen. I like each week now. It's like a little mini mystery I get to watch, and that's my favorite part about it so far. As a fan of the rest of the series, going into it and finding little things and then researching it is actually kind of like, at the moment, the joy of my week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, I really enjoyed the show, and I'm looking forward to episode 5 and onward.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's like it's enjoyable to get to a Friday now, and you know it's going to come out. And it's the same. When I was on night shift,
I forgot.
When I was on night shift, and
forgot.
when I was on night shift, and I knew Mando was coming out every Friday. That was one of the things that was getting me through the week.
Yeah.
Like thinking about seeing that. So yeah,
It throws me off because I sometimes have weddings on Friday. I've got a wedding this Friday,
Yeah, and
so I
you
have to
gotta
watch it Saturday.
well, I have to wait.
Saturday
I have to
morning.
wait for my girlfriend to watch it.
That's the same with me
that's
now.
gonna
She
suck.
gets.
I
What's
used to
it
watch
called?
I used to watch it by myself and then watch it again.
It was. I think we watched it. We watched it last night. Was it? It might have been the night before. No, it was the night before. We watched it on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, "I was waiting all day to watch this goddamn show." I'm like, "Are you waiting for me?" She's like, "No, for the show."
You know what, man? There's still no show, right? So when Game of Thrones dropped, I didn't care if there was a fucking apocalypse outside.
Yeah, you'd sit down in the room.
Yeah,
Mate, no one's going to annoy me.
that's
It's
what-
like Arnie in the gym. Someone's stealing his car. He doesn't care.
That's
me
what
there.
I'm saying to you. That's what Disney Plus needs. It needs to.
Needs
it's got
that.
these IPs, and it needs to create something that creates buzz like Game of Thrones created.
Yeah, for
Even,
sure.
Even The Witcher didn't do that for me. That was, to me, that's still just like a...
Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah.
unfortunate because Witcher was it has such a cool story.
It still feels cheap to me, that show.
A little bit, but
I think it has the potential. I think X-Men or Fantastic Four are the properties that are going to really turn heads when they do something with those.
Yeah, well,
an
it's-
X-Men TV series would probably be the smartest way to
That
do
cartoon was so good, man.
Yeah.
it's the
that's what I'm saying,
equivalent.
yeah.
It's the equivalent of when we first got Spider-Man. We watched Spider-Man pop in. We're like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
They did it. They actually brought
know.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And when they do that with X-Men, we're gonna have the same moment. We're gonna be like,
think
I
so,
can't
yeah.
believe we're seeing Cyclops on the screen or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
The most boring character of the X-Men, in my opinion.
He's actually not though. He's actually cool in
Later
the
on he
comics.
is, but he's like their
Which
leader.
one?
But
Cyclops?
anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've gone deep enough into this episode.
Yeah.
And I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
You've been listening to what?
Look at me, man.
What? Just going on with it. Anyway, you've been listening to the Neon Radio podcast. This week we
Stop
did.
it.
Stop. This week we did WandaVision episode 4. And we'll see you next week. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
Ignore the hole in my head. I'm Declan.
It's like a dent. It's like, wait, have you seen the brain smasher of Andrew Dice Clay?
Yeah.
It's like a brain smash.
You have a good week. Respect.